How to set yourself up for success this year. Now, it's New Year's Day, and for me, that often means that I am journaling, I'm writing, I'm reviewing the year just gone, and really starting to vision the year ahead. And so I thought today that we would go through and do an exercise together where we're going to do a bit of a review and reflection on the year just been and really start to envision what we want to happen, what we're going to make happen in the year ahead. Now, this is a two-part activity. So the first part will be today, and the second part will happen in next week's show. There is a download for this activity. So if you head over to mindsetcoachacademy.com/resources, you'll be able to download that here. And I'm going to take you through a series of questions that I know will open up your thinking, open up your imagination, and really help you to do some analysis about the year just gone and create a really great platform for moving forward in the future. So let's begin. This is an activity where you do need to be writing things down. You can either download that resource, as I said, or you can just make notes in a journal or on a piece of paper or even on your laptop. So we're going to start by reviewing the year just gone. And I want you to write down what goals you set for yourself last year. This is part one. What goals did you set for yourself last year? And maybe you've already got them written down and there to hand, so that makes it nice and easy. And I want you to think about what are all the goals that you set for yourself, including those that you haven't achieved yet. Number two is I want you to write down everything that you achieved last year. Now, in writing down everything that you achieved, I really want you to think not just about in terms of your work, in terms of your coaching practice, but I also want you to think about it in terms of your life as well, of all the things that you were navigating last year. I want you to think about it in terms of the impact that you had, and take your time over this question. I'm going through the questions more quickly than I know that you can answer them. And you may be wanting to pause, or you may be wanting to just listen once through and then go back and reflect and complete the exercise. But you really need to take the time to look back and think about all those things that you achieved. A year is a long time, 365 days. And I know that while some of your achievements will be very much top of mind, others you'll really need to think about, and you want to capture all of those there in section 2. Question 3 is, what are you most proud of? I really want you to sift through, do a mental sift through all of those achievements, all of those things that you achieved. And I want you to tune into how you feel. And I want you to tune into the one that you're most proud of. What are you most proud of? What makes you light up when you think about the fact that you've actually achieved that goal? Number 4 is, what has worked really well for you in your business last year? What worked really well? What seemed easy and effortless? Or maybe it was a complex project that just went according to plan. I want you to think about, and it could be 1, 2, 3 things, but what are all the things that worked really, really well for you last year? Number 5 is the flip side of that coin, which is, what are the things that maybe you need to think about changing? Maybe there are some things that you want to improve. You know, perhaps there were some things in your processes or your customer service or your systems that maybe you need to improve. Perhaps it's your marketing, your online visibility. Maybe it's your interpersonal relationships. Perhaps it's your time management or your productivity. Whatever it is, I want you to really think hard. No one else is going to see this, just for your eyes only. So write down those things that you know that could be improved in your business. Now, number 6 is a 3-parter, because I want you to look at your finances, and I want you to write down, how much revenue did you generate last year? Of that revenue, I want you to write down how much of that was profit. And I want you to put down an exact figure. You can also use a percentage if that works well for you. So we want your revenue and we want your profit. And I also want you to write down how much you actually paid yourself from your business last year. And look, if it's 0, that's absolutely fine. We all work from somewhere. We're working from where we are so we can start to create the vision for next year. And again, these figures are for your eyes only, maybe also for your accountants if you have one. Now, I want you for number 7 to do some analysis and really go back and write down what have been the most sold products. What products or services that you sell in your business have been the most popular in the last 12 months? And again, we do the flip side. And what are the least favorite? What are the least popular products or services? What haven't you sold as much of? Maybe you thought something would go really well and perhaps it wasn't snapped up in the way that you thought it might be. So I want you to do that analysis of the most sold and least sold products and services in your business. Then I want you to ask yourself, what do you most enjoy delivering? So of those products and services, what do you most enjoy delivering? And then what do you least enjoy delivering? And you'll see that there is space there on your workbook for you to record these things. You can write them down. And again, it's just a bit of honest reflection. Some things may be really profitable, but we don't enjoy delivering them. So we look for ways to either make them more enjoyable or we outsource their delivery. We don't necessarily want to cut them out of our business entirely, particularly if they're generating a very profitable return for us. Equally, we want to make sure that we're doing things in our business that really light us up, give us joy. After all, it's one of the reasons that we're in business in the first place. The next thing I want you to write down is, I just want you to go and look at your social media insights, and I want you to take like a snapshot of how many social media followers you have across the platforms that you're on. So if you're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you're showing up visibly online, I want you just to fill out how many social media followers that you have across each of those platforms as of yesterday, right? As of yesterday, because we're going to start a brand new year and we'll be looking to create growth in this area. Similarly, I want you to head on over to your email supplier, look in your CRM system. How many email subscribers do you have? How many people are on that list? And again, this is just going to give us a benchmark for the year ahead. The next thing I want you to write down is, what is the best thing, the number one thing that happened to you this year? And we'll do one for in your personal life and one in your business. What's the absolute best thing that happened? When you think about it, you think, oh my gosh, that is totally amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so blessed. I am so lucky that happened. You know, I'm so delighted. I'm just over the moon that happened in my life and that happened in my business. And then the last one I want you to think about is, write down the insights that you have about your business or yourself. And here's where I'm going to get you to ask your unconscious mind. This is time to take a bit of a reflective pause, ask your unconscious mind, what insights can I gain at the conscious level, but also unconsciously about my business? Now, you may have all kinds of things come up here. You may have ideas about new products or services. You may have ideas about how to be more productive, how to take more time out, how to maybe have a CEO day on a Friday, whatever it is. Maybe you need some more training. Whatever it is, I want you to just think about, what are the insights that you have? What does that year, as you look back across that year, what information is it feeding forward to you? What information can you glean from the year just been that you're going to then feed forward into the year to be? Now, for the year to be, we're going to switch to looking at that now. And then in our next session, we're going to get into more granularity and detail about a plan for the year ahead. But this year, I want you to focus on the first question for looking forward to this year is, who are you as a company? And I want you to describe that as a personality. Like, what is your company like? Who is your company? How would you describe it if it were a person? And what kind of company do you want to become? And those two questions go well together. So who are you as a company? What are all the things that are synonymous with your company? And then who do you want to become? What's the evolution of that? And again, it's almost like thinking about you and your future you and the next version, the next iteration of who you are. The next question is, what are your biggest opportunities in the coming year? What are the opportunities that you know exist or that you want to have exist in the coming year? And just jot that down. Again, you may want to take some reflection time over this. You may want to go and, I don't know, have a few Christmas leftovers if you've still got any, or, make a cup of tea, have a little glass of fizzy, whatever it is. But what are those opportunities that you know exist for you this year? Maybe it's going into a new market space. Maybe it's starting something like a podcast or a YouTube channel. Maybe it is about guesting. Maybe it is about running a retreat or something like that. Have a think about the opportunities that exist this year. And again, if you want to extend this to your personal life, please do feel free to do so. What are you most excited about this year? 1st of January, it's amazing. We're starting a new year. What are you excited about? What are you really, really looking forward to? And I want you to get into that feeling of excitement. What are you really excited about this year in terms of your business and your life as well? Write those things down. What are you going to create this year? Is there something new that you want to build or develop? Is there something new that you want to get out there? What are you going to be creating this year? Again, write that down. Use the space provided. And then I want you to finish this sentence. This will be the year that I X. This will be the year that I X, and fill in the blanks. I want you to dream big. I want you to commit big to this. This is the year that I X, whatever it is. This is the year that you're going to do it. Now, I appreciate I'm going through these sections relatively quickly, and you may be thinking, Lara, slow down. Pause. You can pause, and you also have the download, mindsetcoachacademy.com/resources. You will find the entire worksheet there for your use and for you to use at any time and reflect and come back to. The next thing on your worksheet is, what is your income goal for this year? What revenue do you want to generate this year? And again, the sky's the limit. You're going to write it down. What is your income goal for the year? And then I want you to think at the conscious and the unconscious level, how will you make that happen? Now, one of the things that you can do, of course, is you can look at all the different permutations of your services and your products. Maybe you're going to launch something. Maybe you've got a course that you run regularly. Maybe you've got some really concrete ideas of the products and services that you're going to get out there to generate that income goal. Maybe you don't know. So before you go to bed tonight, you're going to ask your unconscious mind, how can I make that income goal represented by an X? How can I make that happen? How will I make that happen? And let your unconscious mind do some of the work in the background. The next thing I want you to think about in this section is, what are the key messages that you really want to be sharing this year? What do you really need your audience to know? What do you want them to know? What expertise do you want to share with your audience this year? What is important to you? What's going to be important to you and your audience to know this year? Now, some messages, of course, are going to evolve because we don't know what is going to happen. But there may be some messages that you know that you really want to be synonymous with as part of your, part of your business, part of the personality of your business. What are those things that you want to be contributing out there into the ether? What do you want your voice to be saying? And what do you want people to hear? What do you want to resonate with people who are your ideal clients? And also, of course, your family, your friends, you can include that as well if you're taking the personal slant on this activity as well. The next thing is, what does success mean to you? And I want you to take some time over this one as well. What does success mean to you? When you think of success, do you have a picture? What can you hear? How do you feel? What are you saying to yourself? How do you represent success to yourself? And again, this is a very personal one. Again, you don't have to share it with anyone. But I want you to take the time to really reflect and write down, what does success mean to you? And finally, the last activity for this session on New Year's Day is, I want you to write a letter to your future self. I want you to write a letter that you're going to open on the 31st of December this year. And in that letter, you're going to write down everything that you've achieved this year. I want you to tell yourself all the experiences that you have. I want you to tell yourself how you've achieved all your goals. I want you to tell yourself what your life is like. How's your business? How many clients have you served? What's your personal life like? What experiences have you had this year? So I want you to write this letter that you're going to open in 12 months' time on the 31st of December. And I want you to write it today. And I want you to include all the amazing things that you know are going to happen to you this year. And I want you to dream big. And I want you to really use that vivid, wild, wonderful imagination of yours and enjoy that experience. So that's it for today. It is a shorter episode than normal. And the reason for that is, of course, that there is a lot of content that is required to be populated by you. As you download your worksheet from mindsetcoachacademy.com/resources, and you spend the time to really reflect on the year that's been and the amazing year that is yet to come. Next week, we're going to dive into more granularity and get specific about a plan for the year ahead. Really looking forward to seeing you then. And also remember to tell me what your plans are. What are your big goals and dreams? I'm really looking forward to hearing them. Bye for now.